What's going on, Jerome's? It's a beautiful Friday, and it's time for the Vikings news dump. Good times. Again, loose collection of some Viking stories, some not Viking stories. This is not very information intensive, but it's things that make me smile, and that's what life is all about. Smiling. So first up, Danielle Hunter is leading the National Football League in sacks with 9.0. No big deal. No big deal. And he's proving that he deserves a premium contract. He's only going to be 29 on Sunday. Happy golden birthday, Danielle. And the Vikings need to keep him, and he's flexing. He's showing he's still one of the best edge rushers in the game. And one of the previous best, Watt wasn't really an edge rusher. He's more of a 5-tech, but one of the best defensive linemen in NFL history, JJ, even though he's a stupid Badger. Do you know that JJ Watt was originally a tight end commit to the Gophers under Glenn Mason? And then Glenn Mason got fired. JJ Watt probably would have been a Hall of Fame tight end too. Anyways, JJ gave some love to Danielle Hunter. Danielle Hunter deserves more credit than he gets. Currently leading the NFL in sacks. Currently leading the NFL in tackles for loss. Averaging 10 sacks a year since he came into the league. A consistent, solid player who's having a hell of a year. Now, that average of 10 plus per season includes the season 2021 where he missed the bulk of it with a torn pec. So that's even more amazing. He had back-to-back 14.5 sack seasons. 2018, 2019. Missed all of 2020 with a herniated disc in his neck, but he's still proven that he's that dude, man. I absolutely love Danielle. Again, keep Danielle. Do it. And I understand trying to save the money. You can find the money. Like, Brzezinski is a much better money manager than Mickey Loomis, and the genius is down with the Saints. The Vikings are in fine cap position. They can pay Danielle. They can pay JJ. They can pay DErasa. They can pay Kirko, potentially even. They can pay Jeffrey Simmons. But any person that you bring in, you hope is going to be a fraction of what Danielle is. That's right, man. Speaking of fractions, so I don't have a good transition, but the Vikings win against the Niners on Monday Night Football, being one of the best teams in the league. No big deal, but the media is doing whatever they can just to poo-poo on it. So Brock Purdy is in concussion protocol, is going to miss the Niners game this weekend against the Cincinnati Bengals. And people are pointing to a play, which was a quarterback sneak. We don't have a good graphic of it, but basically Purdy going for the quarterback sneak gets hit in the head by, I believe it was Jordan Hicks. And they say that was the play that he got concussed on. Like, there's no proof that was the play that he got concussed on. And frankly, if it was, poo-poo on the independent neurologists, and also poo-poo on the Niners for keeping him in there if it was that obvious, right? So who knows when it actually happened, but they just split. I believe it was Kay Adams did this first, the awesome Kay Adams. Brock Purdy on Monday night before concussion, blah, 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 blah. After concussion, 2 for 6, 20 yards, picked off twice, and a 4.2 pass rating, which is not good. It's not good, man. So, people are going to try do whatever they can to downgrade the Vikings win, or what BZ did, but nah. Also random. So, generally on Thursdays, I go to an undisclosed location to play some cards. And I got, like, an unusual amount of, like, hey, you're that guy's. On Thursday. Oh, shout out to Tyree and his mom. And I know you guys are watching. Tyree is fantastic. Tyree's mom, you did a great job. You raised a fantastic son. He's going to do great things in this world. There you go. But so the Vikings did some great things in this world as well on Monday Night Football. And so it's so funny. So I love when they do the mic'd up segment, because every single time they do that, the person who's mic'd up, they're always like, I'm mic'd up, bro. Hey, well, what should you say? I'm mic'd up. Where, I don't know. So, like, I'm sure the sidelines, there's some colorful language. I mean, we've learned that, Mike Prefer. But the whole thing about it is every single time, without fail, like, whoever's mic'd up, whether it's teammates, whether it's opposition, whether it's coaches, they're like, I'm mic'd up. Watch what you say. Ho, 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 I'm mic'd up. It's funny, man. But on Monday night, they mic'd up Christian DErasa, which is hilarious because DErasa is literally the quietest dude on the team. Like, if he's not the quietest, he's top 3. But DErasa, his size, his strength, his speed, he just lets his play do the talking. He doesn't get too high or too low. I think that his demeanor is perfect for being out on an island against the best edge rushers in the game, snap after snap, game after game. But I don't know, it's so funny. Like, he's like, hey. It's funny, man. Yeah, go check it out from Vikings. It's good. Former Viking. So, Dalvin Cook kind of unhappy with his role with the Jets. Kevin Seifert, who is not Carl Gershmidt, former Vikings running back Dalvin Cook to New York Jets media today, quote, "It's new for me. Oh, it's time for a new beginning. I come from getting the ball 20 times a game or however many times. Of course, it's frustrating. It's something that I've been adapting to," end quote. Dalvin has 39 carries all season, 109 yards. Now, it's so funny because Breece Hall, at the beginning of the season, when the Jets were struggling, also complained about his carries, and now he's coming into his own. He's fully healthy, and he's probably a top 6, 7 running back in the game. So Dalvin is champing at the bit. I mean, hey, Rodgers, your benefactor, the guy who put in for you, I mean, he's out now. So Dalvin, I don't know what you want, man, but I don't know. I think the Jets might cut Dalvin, and I'm not saying trade for Dalvin. Ain't about that life, but if the Jets cut Dalvin, like his deal includes some decent guaranteed money, so I'm sure that would offset with whatever the Vikings would have to pay him. So I'm not saying, I'm just saying, like if Dalvin signs for the league minimum and is perfectly fine being running back 3, I don't know, man. I don't know. What I do know is that the Minnesota Vikings are going to light up the greasy, grimy Green Bay Packers defense on Sunday, even though, yes, the Packers defense is pretty damn solid, but they're down multiple starters, and the Vikings are going to whip somebody's ass. Matt Schneiderman, beat writer for the Packers, go. Packers DC Joe Barry on Justin Jefferson. He's still on IR, right? Reporters, yes. Barry, okay, good. If you're scared, get a dog. Right. Of course, he's just saying that in jest. The best non-quarterback in the league. He's out. Hey, congratulations. Tiptoeing through the tulips. Don't worry. Woo! Jordan Addison is coming for that ass. That's right, man. At 140 miles an hour. Also coming for that ass is the Vikings pass rush is going to get after Jordan Love. He's going to serve up a couple of meatballs. Jordan Love is very good at that, especially in crunch time, as you saw in the Denver game. Vikings fan page, go. Mekhi Blackman on which NFC North quarterback he would be most excited to pick off. Quote, "I would say the whole Jordan Love situation. I'm looking forward to picking him off in his first season with the Packers." End quote. Will he get that opportunity this Sunday against Green Bay? Now, I hope that's a real quote because that's a pretty good one. I don't know if it's like one of those meme quotes because you never know nowadays. We've put out a couple of those as well. Fake news, but I would. So there's multiple Vikings cornerbacks who are looking for the first career interception. So Mekhi Blackman, rookie from USC, Caleb Evans, last year's 4th-round pick from Mizzou. Andrew Booth Jr. is getting some run now and actually looking pretty good. Last year's 2nd-round pick out of Clemson. How about all three? All three get a pick. Speaking of Booth, Doogie, go. Booth really wants to get his hands on the football, having earned snaps the last couple weeks. Maybe that'll happen Sunday against Jordan Love Packers. Yes, I hope it does. Damn straight. Also, something I hope does happen is the Vikings making some moves and being buyers at the trade deadline. Fan page again. The cornerback position is one to keep an eye on for the Vikings, with the trade deadline looming. Per Doogie, stated on Score North. A defensive lineman is another position Minnesota could try to bulk up on. So, give me your finest Jalen Johnsons. Give me your finest Patrick Surtains. D-line, give me your finest Jeffrey Simmons, or if you want to downgrade, T.R. Tart, or Jonathan Allen, or Chase Young, or Montez Sweat, or Derek Brown, or hell, Brian Burns. Don't care. Do not care. Make some moves, find some grooves, and get after the same man. So the Vikings going to get after it in Green Bay. But remember last year, late in the season, the Vikings allegedly lost at Lambeau, and it wasn't great. And you notice that a lot of the players lost their footing because they were wearing, it was late in the season, ground frozen and whatnot, and the Vikings players were wearing those molded cleats, like you normally wear out on turf or on grass, but the 7-stud cleats, like the old school, screw into the bottom of the cleats should have been the footwear choice. And it was a big to-do at the time, and it's something that's being addressed. Even though, obviously, it's not winter, but that Packers field is still meh. Seifert, who's not Carl Gershmidt. Vikings OC Wes Phillips wasn't happy last season with the decision of some players to eschew the appropriate cleats in a loss at Lambeau Field. Asked today if the lesson was learned, he said, "I certainly hope so," and added that he doesn't think it will be an issue on this Sunday. So, I mean, the players learned a lesson as well as weather shouldn't be a factor, but the turf, whatever. Just have good footing. It doesn't matter if you look cool. It doesn't matter if you're saving a couple ounces. Just have good footing. Both for traction and play, as well as for putting off injury. There you go. Also, something that's awesome. So, Johnny Randle. First off, I love that he still lives in the great state of Minnesota. Yeah, you can see him around town a couple times. I wish that his restaurant would have worked out down in Nicolay Mall, but And John Randle, like, he loves getting pumped up for the Vikings, especially on Purple Fridays. And also he loves trolling the greasy, grimy Green Bay Packers. And he's doing it again, lighting up the cigar, probably pure Cuban tobacco rolled on the thighs of Cubans. It's fantastic. So he gets it. I mean, John Randle's great. I need to get me a John Randle jersey. I had one as a kid. So we're picking up a collection of like old school throwback Mitchell and Ness jerseys. I actually don't really like the newer jerseys, except for the throwback ones, but it's an argument for another day. And I got to get me a John Randle because I just got the Chris Carter, and I used to wear the John Randle one as a kid, just like I did the CC, back in the day, back when it was like Starter or Reebok or Puma, and it was on iron-on numbers, and I would wear that thing every single day, and the numbers would get scratched off. I get choked up thinking about it. But it wasn't even sad. Like, that was a sign of dedication, because it was like a patina. It's like a well-seasoned cast iron skillet or a Blackstone. It's just like, baby, that's right, man. But that's it. That's Vikings Friday news dump. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. It's Friday. Put a little something in the Venmo. Woo woo. But until next time, Skol, production value.